Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. We've had many videos on ABSTER specifically, why I like ABSTER, why it's going to do amazingly. But I wanted this video to be a bit more general, more about why abstract, the layer 2, which is where ABSTER is on and where ABSTER is the mascot of, why that will do well. So let's get right into it. Did want to touch upon ABSTER first. We've seen some good progression on the chart. I kind of say this like every time, but yeah, it was a very good buying opportunity down here. I think I made a video sometime here. Was a good buying opportunity. We have the portfolio now up to 175K, which is pretty cool. And once again, I'm sticking with my belief that it will eventually hit a million. And to be honest, I think it could go even higher than a million, my valuation. So at about 110 million market cap is when my portfolio would hit about 1 mil. And I truly think ABSTER can hit 1 bill and can even go higher than that. It's just a matter of time. But it does rely quite a bit on abstract succeeding, which is why it's important to understand the thesis for abstract as well. So let's get into it. The first thing, and the reason also why I want to make this video more on abstract is because we recently got some more insight into one of the most bullish things for abstract, and that would be an airdrop. So many layer 2s have their own network and they create it and it gets some attention at the start, and then usually they rotate into a token and they create their own token. And a lot of, or I guess the best case example was Base, but they never had a token and Base ended up succeeding. Now, can you imagine how big Base would have gotten, how much of liquidity would have been injected into all the memes, the base memes, if they created a base token and then airdropped it to people? That was a huge part of the thesis for Toshi, Brett, and all the base meme coins, yet it never happened. But with Abstract, which is probably going to be competing with base anyways, they are also going to have a token. So that's just an additional benefit alongside the fact that even without a token, they'd probably compete with base anyways. But let's listen to what Luca Nets has to say about this. And yeah, we'll go over more abstract specific things later on.
When airdrop.
I think I think it'd be probably safe to assume, like, I'm looking maybe towards the end of the year. I think, like, is what I'm looking. I probably wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it before the end of the year. End of the year meaning like September, October, November, December, like somewhere there, right? But not May, June, July. You got 3 more months at least. But I'm thinking September, October, November, December.
When airdrop.
Okay, so first thing to go over. The question was when airdrop, not TGE. Okay? And Luca specifically answers that question. He doesn't say, well, an airdrop is still not decided. No, he gets right into it and says, probably a token will be launched September, October, November, December, right? So, chances are there's going to be a token. Chances are there's going to be an airdrop. Okay, now let's look at one very important thing. Now, this is not completely accurate. This was from ChatGPT, as Jack says. ChatGPT, so take with a grain of salt. But if you look at the top airdrops, Pudgy Penguins, which is run by Igloo Inc., which Luca Netz is the CEO of, they did one of the biggest airdrops. And even if ChatGPT is not 100% accurate, I know Pudgy Penguins and the Pengu airdrop was definitely in the top 10. Okay? So, if Pengu was in the top 10 largest airdrops ever, that gives you an insight into Luca Netz himself. And we've seen that in other situations as well, in many different businesses that Luca was a part of. In many different businesses Luca was a part of, he loves rewarding the people that help him get to places. So when it comes to Pudgy Penguins, everyone that helped him build up the Pudgy Penguins IP got a portion of this airdrop. And that's why he gave away whatever, billions of dollars. I think this might be a bit high, but definitely it was at least $1 billion, and it was a lot of money to give away simply for free, both to the Pudgy community, who helped him out the most to help grow the brand, and also other NFT communities, to even just Phantom users. Okay, people that used Phantom got a Pudgy Penguins or Pengu airdrop. Okay, so if we know Luca likes rewarding the people that are helping him build something, how much do you think he is going to give away to the people that are using Abstract Chain right now? And it is a good question. I do have some insight on it. He said in an inner igloo meeting, those are the meetings with the Pudgy Penguins, and they're confidential to some extent, but everyone shares the information anyways. So this is like public information now. But he said for Abstract, he wouldn't want to be as, I guess, free and open about giving everyone money. I should actually pull up another clip. Okay, I wasn't able to find the video, but all you have to know is Luca Netz said specifically, if you are not using Abstract or you are not in the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem, then you're getting nothing from an airdrop, specifically when asked about the Abstract airdrop, okay? So this aligns with what he said in an inner igloo, where he said that he wants to be a lot more concise with who he gives money to. And they are going to try their best to make an airdrop bullish for Abstract rather than just creating an airdrop and then everyone sells the token and then it's done for. They don't want that for Abstract. So there are a couple ways they're going to go about this. So in this interview right here, it was touched upon a bit, and Michael Lee is the co-founder of Abstract, and I actually don't have the clip here, but I kind of summarized a couple things. And one of the things that he says in this interview is that one of their goals, as I just mentioned, is to make sure that an airdrop for Abstract goes up and to the right. Now, there are a couple things they could do, and it's a tough thing to get right. Obviously, I'm not going to say they are going to achieve this, but what I am saying is they're going to try their best and they are going to, well, they've been thinking about it already, how exactly to do it in a way that the token doesn't just drop and then Abstract is done for after that. Now, one of the biggest ways is to punish those who are farming just for the airdrop. And I think Abstract has done a pretty good way of managing that. A lot of people I know that have tried farming Abstract are getting very little XP. And if you look at those people compared to someone like me who's getting a ton of XP, I could show you right here how much I have. I'm literally platinum tier. I think maybe 25 to 50 people are only platinum tier. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think they're going to continue to be very, very strict on the civil protection, making sure there's as little farming as possible. And they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that if there's an airdrop, which there basically was already confirmed, that it will not kill the ecosystem. It's going to be tough for them to do, and I'm not saying that it will go up, but I am saying they're going to try their best to make it go up. Okay? Now, this is another part of the interview, which is related to Abstract. One of the biggest things about Abstract are the connections that Luca has, Luca Netz, the founder, along with all the other team members. The connections they have are actually kind of crazy, and I think they have some of the best connections in the space. So, looking at this tweet, one of the things that I got from this interview right here was that in May there will be two large brands launching on Abstract. Abstract is focusing on Gen A and Gen Z brands, 15 to 29-year-olds. With this user base, brands will come over and you won't have to pay them. It will be all organic growth. They will find your users attractive. Many of these large brands have been building on Abstract Testnet since Q3 or Q4 of 2024, and two are ready to launch in May, approximately. The rest will come in due time. It will compound by the end of the year. A bit more specifics, Michael Lee, said that about 2 to 3 big brands that have never touched crypto are wanting to get involved in crypto, and are starting to build on Abstract, and about 2 or 3 per month should be should be coming to Abstract and announcing that they're going to be doing something on Abstract every month until the end of the year, and I assume it's going to be more than that in the future. But why are they doing this? Why are these big brands going to start bridging to Abstract and start using Abstract? Well, one, there's actually a use case for crypto in general. And where are they going to build? Because they could build on Ethereum, they could build on Solana, they could build wherever. But they want to build on a platform that actually has users. And now, one of the reasons Abstract has users right now is definitely for XP. A lot of people are using Abstract because of XP, and it's going to definitely be tough for Abstract to continue the flywheel after a potential airdrop. But that doesn't change the fact that until the airdrop happens, we will have many large brands building on Abstract, bringing users onto Abstract, bringing liquidity onto Abstract. So basically, what I'm saying is I see no reason why Abstract isn't constantly growing, going up and to the right until the airdrop, at least. I do think after the airdrop it can get iffy, but I still love Abstract. I still think they have definitely a case and a good shot at allowing their ecosystem to grow post airdrop. But what I am also saying, and this is the most important, is that until the airdrop, I see no way why Abstract wouldn't continue to grow. We are still however many months away from the end of the year. Well, how many months away? Well, okay, look, we've got until let's just say earliest time, September, until the airdrop. We have until September to continue going up. Abstract will continue to go up at least until September, in my opinion, and probably closer to November, December. It all depends when the airdrop is. But considering we've only gone a couple months, we still have double the amount of time of Abstract going up at least. This is massive, and I think a lot of people are not realizing how big Abstract will grow in this time frame. Sometimes we do have slow summers, so keep that in mind, right? In crypto, sometimes we have slow summers, and I think that's one of the reasons why Luca wants to focus on airdropping after a slow summer, which is a good potential, but it's still very bullish. And Abstract itself, the flywheel that Abstract currently has going, should continue to go until at least the airdrop. Okay, now I wanted to go over a couple tweets. This is from CryptoDan. So shout out to CryptoDan, because these tweets are very good tweets, and you could get a lot of information out of them. Okay. The best part of buying memes that are the face of the chain is they are significantly less likely to fade off to zero, like 99% of memes, because the majority of memes just die, right? You look at Solana, you even look at Abstract and Base Chain, the majority of memes don't succeed. There are millions being launched every single day. But when you have the face of a chain, that's very hard to replace. And there are very few faces of chains. So these faces of the chains will never really die. Yeah, the ecosystem could take a dip. The ecosystem could die for a bit and then become revived. But as long as the ecosystem eventually goes up, the meme coin will continue to stay alive and eventually will thrive as long as the ecosystem thrives. Their value has a minimum weighting to the adoption of the chain that they're on. We saw this with Toshi, and he gets to this. And there's a particular floor that they'll probs never go below as people bid in speculation of that chain's potential growth going forward. And if you pick a great chain like Base and Abstract, any good news for that chain adoption acts as a proxy for the number one meme coin of that chain. It's in my experience that the easiest way to play the meme coin game, just buy the number one meme coin on pullbacks and hold and sell into the parabolic runs. Prime example here with Toshi. This is an amazing post. Okay? So the thing is, if you establish yourself as one of the main coins of a chain, you will always be one of the best bets on that chain's growth. And at some point, even if you take a very big dip, the coin goes down quite a bit, eventually you will get bid up again because of the speculation of the chain. Abstract, I think it's going to be competing with base chain. Abster, he's the mascot of Abstract, just similar to how Toshi is they call themselves the face of base, right? So it's a very similar idea, but I would say even better because Toshi was never the official mascot of base. I've gone over this before, but Toshi just called themselves the mascot, the face, when they weren't, right? They were only the face because of how they established themselves, whereas Abster has officially been declared the mascot of Abstract by the team. Very important distinction there. Extra bullish for Abster when it comes to its correlation with Abstract. Okay? The next post that CryptoDan posted, which is a bit more specific to Abstract and the meme coins in general on Abstract, is really good. Okay? Right now, the TVL sits at 24 mil on Abstract. The two main memes, Newt and Abster, are worth 32 mil combined. In the next 5 to 9 months, an abstract airdrop is highly likely. By the way, this post was before this clip of Luca, so yes, good to note that. ABS is easily a top 50, maybe 30 token out of the gate. That's $2 to $4 billion, depending on where total is. Assuming 10 to 20% is a community airdrop, that's 200 to 400 million airdropped into thousands of abstract wallets. Assuming top meme valuations stay the same, and this is compared to the abstract TVL, that's 10x their market cap in capital deposited into users' wallets. And given $1 invested into a meme has $5 to $10 of market cap impact, and because of the house money effect, profit is speculated with much more aggressive with much more aggression, it's a typo, than capital earned from outside of crypto. If even 20 million goes into one of the top memes, that translates to 100 to 200 million in market cap increase. And this doesn't even account for the bull scenario, which would put which would be the bull run being in full force during the airdrop. So an ABS valuation, the ABS native token, is in the $5 to $10 billion range, which by the way, Luca Netz says he thinks the abstract token will be worth that. Sometimes he gets a bit too ambitious, but he does say that he thinks it can come out the gates at $5 to $10 billion. And it's definitely a possibility. So keep that in mind. Or the influx of adoption from onboarding massive streamers to the chain. Think about that as well. A lot of big streamers haven't been onboarded yet, but I think a lot of big streamers will be onboarded. They're just waiting for the right time. And actually, Luca kind of confirmed this in an inner igloo meeting as well. He gives a lot of information in the inner igloo meetings. But he said that Abstract's trying to time things properly in accordance with the market conditions. So, and also considering the fact that they want their token not to just die upon launch, what better time to onboard the big streamers than after an airdrop so that all those people can be buying the ABS native token and more attention will go on the chain once the ABS token launches so that there's even more liquidity being injected, right? That's the best way that they can get the token going up and to the right. The best way is to do things right now, kind of in secret with less promotion, less marketing, less massive streamers. And then as soon as the token launches, then bring all these big bullish factors so that the token doesn't just die. Instead, the token has a chance to go up or the tens of millions of inflows that'll come in response to the airdrop, right? So there's a massive airdrop. What do you think happens? Well, the meme coins go up. Then people from Solana and Base are like, whoa, abstract. I'm hearing about all this massive airdrop. Lots of meme coins are going crazy, bro. I got a bridge. Now everyone bridges, and even more people buy meme coins. Or the exchange listings, Newt and ABSTER, the top memes of abstract, will receive when volume picks up or accounting for the comparisons and valuations between the number one meme on base, Brett, which hit a 2 bill market cap, and even Toshi, which hit 900 mil, to what Newt and Abster can grow to, or the fact that Abstract hasn't even begun marketing yet for their chain. Once again, this is going back to the fact that they're probably trying to time this right, whether it's better market conditions or starting to market once their token launches so that their token can get some more entry liquidity, or the fact that Base destroyed their meme economy with the tokenized everything narrative and all that capital will flow to Abstract where the better meme profits are. Okay? This is a lot to take in, but and maybe these don't have 100% certainty of happening. But the fact of the matter is, all of these have a good chance of happening. So even if half of these things happen, we are not even like 100 mil is barely even surprising for Abster. Like 100 mil for me, if half of these things happen, is like a guarantee. Okay? It's going to be base season 2.0, Toshi plus Brett 2.0, and you've been given a second chance to get in early. Okay? The TVL, you could see the TVL, it's still only 23 or 24 million. And, you know, TVL is probably not the best metric, even though I focused on it in the past. But yeah, this is a lot to go over. But once again, I don't think there's any case where Absurd doesn't continue to go crazy until at least the airdrop. And then when the airdrop happens, if you don't think Abstract is going to go full force on their marketing, use all the connections that they have to onboard streamers, onboard big brands, start marketing their chain more, then I don't even know what to tell you. I think you're just gonna miss out, and you know you're gonna miss out on plays in crypto always. But when it's this obvious, I think that's gonna be a big mistake. So yeah, I mean, these meme coins on Abstract are gonna go crazy. What better way than buying the mascot of the chain? Because when you are buying a meme coin, what you want to buy, what you want to get exposure to, is a character or a saying or something that will grow in popularity over time. As soon and really as Abstract continues to grow, Abster will constantly be promoted everywhere. And I wanted to actually go for one more tweet that I didn't have pulled up already. OpenSea, they added support for Abstract and they created a video. And this video, this is Paxton Pengu. That's the name of the blue penguin, and he's the mascot of Pudgy Penguins. And obviously, there's Abster. Okay? So, what are the chances that Abstract is telling these big companies in crypto that are going to be bridging to Abstract to use Abster everywhere? Why would they do that? Well, they know, and Luca has said this as well. He says he wants the Abstract trenches to heat up for obvious reasons. That when the trenches heat up, when the meme coins go crazy, that's free promotion on the chain. What is he going to do? Is he going to put another meme coin everywhere? No, it's going to look too shilly. But if you just put your mascot everywhere, and if you tell all these big brands to put your mascot everywhere, then that's not shilly at all, because you're just putting the mascot everywhere. So I think there's a very high likelihood that Luca can play a huge role in the promotion of Abster the character. I think he already has played a huge role in it, and I think he will continue to, and that's what makes the narrative so amazing, just for Abster to grow in popularity as long as the chain continues to grow in popularity. So yeah, guys, that's a lot to go over. I know this is probably a long video, but having it's so important to understand the abstract narrative. And if you are on like Solana or Base or maybe even Sui, you're on another chain and you're bullish on those, you're probably right. Those chains are probably all going to get a lot of volume as well. Those chains are probably going to go up as well. Bull run's going to be in full force at some point and everything's going to go up. But Abstract is not one to miss. Abstract will be an outperformer. Abstract is already standing out and it will continue to stand out. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found that educational. I will keep you updated if there's anything else that is important in relation to Abstract or Abster. But for now, we are so excited for the airdrop and for everything relating to abstract. I think it's only up until the airdrop, and we'll see if that plays out.